All right. It's not even 9 yet, but that's fine. A little early today. Hope everyone's doing okay. All right. Audio seems good, so I can focus. All right. So, yeah, yesterday's stream was pretty awesome. Got to talk with a bunch of you guys and got to hear what you guys been up to. That was dope. And I got to also share the process of kind of working through some of this page here. We mainly got to these first two pages, these first two panels on this page, and I was just trying to kind of share what I was thinking of when I was kind of crafting this page, to kind of make sure that person's eye line lined up with where I wanted them to look and stuff like that, and not overdoing certain details and things of that nature. So I have a few more things I have to do to this panel, mainly just these two hands here. I gotta erase out a certain effect. But other than that, I think these first two panels are kind of done. They're only missing sound effects right now. Yeah, I really like those. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this layer here, start to erase out. I usually do that with a airbrush tool. Kind of been thinking of changing the way I do, what are they called? My character's fingernails. And the reason is, well, it would just help a little bit more when it comes to filling the area completely with tone or value, like I'm doing here. And for example, if I were to have a nail here on this hand here, you would basically have a shape that's enclosed that I wouldn't be able to easily fill. So um, if I were gonna leave the nails white, it would be fine. But since I don't want to do that because it's a graphic medium, and having that white there with dark around it would make it stand out too much. I think it would be better. Well, I usually have to fill it in. So it's two things I have to do. I have to fill in the area around the nail of the hand, and then I have to also fill in the nail so it doesn't stick out too much. I'm thinking maybe if I leave a little opening when I draw it, I can indicate that it's a nail, but I don't fully close it. That way I'll be able to easily fill it and leave it alone. So I'm thinking of changing that a bit. Really like this panel here. Seeing some little things here and there that stick out. Like how this hair is kind of just running into this ear. So I'm gonna just go ahead and try to clean that a little bit. I don't think it sticks out too much though, because there's a main action taking place far enough away from it so it doesn't stick out. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just something I noticed. And also I'm gonna fill in this area here because I know it didn't get the area around his eyes. Okay. And I also want to clean a little bit of this up here just to make it more graphic. This little space here. Alright, now from far away, it just stands out a bit better. Yeah, it just stands out a bit better and I like that a lot more. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some of the effects that need to be had. So back to my pen, and I guess this right here is called transparency. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a little checkerboard right there. And just go ahead and erase out this area on her head again, like usual. That should be just enough, honestly. Oh, and of course I missed that area there. Okay, that's fine. Looks good enough. Now, the space I think I messed up on or missed is the one where his hair right here seems to be overlapping everything on this side. And I think that's fine, except I'm kind of looking for the shoulders. And I know that they will be around like where his face is right here anyway. So I wouldn't add that little black pattern right here that's on the outfit anyway. So I don't have to worry about that too much. Okay. So next, after all of this, we have a little bit of extra effects we can add in there. Don't need to do too much. What I do want to do is go ahead and make a new layer. I should probably come up with a different color for this type of stuff. Probably make it purple for now. And it's just going to be a normal layer. It's going to sit on top of everything. I'm just going to use it to like erase out certain things that I don't actually want to erase on my original line art. And what I'm going to do is, there's this line right here where his hand is overlapping the arm. And I know good and well that I would like to make this type of effect happen instead of just having the overlap completely there. So that's what I focus that on. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to my green layers, which is here. I'm going to go ahead and add just be like a light, same, well, yeah, the same exact type of gray that I use for the skin tone of my main character. I'm going to use that as shadow, and I'm going to use probably like an airbrush tool, or maybe I should use stronger. How does that look? It looks fine. So what I want to do is essentially indicate a shadow like right here, where the character's hand kind of getting closer to this guy. Of course I'm going to erase out what I can. If I feel like it's too harsh, I'll probably just erase it. Don't know if I like that completely yet. Hey Savon, how's it going? Okay, pull back. Okay, so we can kind of tell, we kind of see from that angle what we got going on. What else can we do? I'm thinking we could also put a little whatchamacallit here to kind of keep us focused on it. Let me explain. Just gonna make a new layer. Already did that. Go to gray or multiply. And I kind of want to just force your eye to stay directly centered. That's like what I'm thinking anyway. So I'm going to use another light version of the same value. And of course I can't do that with that. So let me see, can I put this directly over top of it? Sure. And then I can just erase out where the arm is. And I think that could look cool. Depends on how I do it. Now, actually, I wonder, can I also use a certain type of effect here? Yeah, my audio is on. Alright, cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I wonder what this looks like. Of course it does not. Right, it's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so ruler, gonna use radial. Actually, no, we don't need a radial per se. But if I were to use one, I'd have to put this all the way up here, I think. Directly over top of the hand. I think that could look cool. And let's see what we do. I'm gonna take this airbrush tool and see what happens. Right, it looks like that. Yeah, now I'm just kind of playing, seeing if I like any of this. Because I know I would definitely lighten it up anyway. So whereas though it wouldn't be that noticeable, something like 30 right there. And just like that, it automatically gets a certain type of effect. But I think what I would do is literally just erase out my keying here in general. And maybe I would add something to the background where you would end up looking directly up at that. So that's what I'm gonna do now actually. So let me take, or let me hide the ruler. Bring this back up. Go ahead and erase out everything that I don't want here. But I'm gonna use the, what is this called, the lasso tool, the lasso fill tool. Except I'm not gonna use it to fill. I'm gonna use it to erase. Messed up with that one a bit. That one as well. No one probably will see that one. Alright. Let's see what that looks like. It looks cool. I like it. I don't like stuff I did on the side here though. I feel like I can do something different for that. So we'll erase out again to make that make sense. Alright, and now what I'm gonna do is try and let me see, I'm gonna try and use those that pen that I have that's really good at it's just parallel lines. That's all it's gonna be. Some good old parallel lines. For some reason it's that small right now. And this is how big I can make it. See if I can make this straight on. Right, and that's not going to work either. Let me see. Let me undo this. Alright, that's almost there. Alright, now that I have that, wait, did I just, no, that's just how small it actually is. And what I'll do is that's that. Actually, I wonder. It's not going to be able to work that way, huh? Nope. Normal is a no. Yeah, man, there's definitely a story here. I'm just hiding it, right? I'm just showing the visuals right now. Which is technically, if you think about it, it's a little bit more than half of the story. I'm only hiding the dialogue. But the good part is, also you can kind of see where the dialogue bubbles are. So now I'm going to transform here. I'm going to free transform, and I'm going to try to kind of distort it towards this perspective line, or this, what I would say, it's going in the direction to point you directly at upwards, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, trying to get you to look up towards this area here. I think that relatively works. Alright, I'm gonna lower it a little bit so it doesn't look too bad on you guys' end. And now what I'm gonna do is erase it out a little bit towards the back area near like Halo and stuff. Which is basically, like, I don't want his face not to be in shadow or anything. I just more so want the background to not be lost, I guess. Well, it just adds a little bit of depth, I guess. Kind of, it's like where the action or the speed would stop, which makes sense because it's like towards the head, right? Alright, so the next thing I'm going to also do is, thinking about it, could leave the lines on top, but I could also get rid of them on top when it comes to this character here. Okay, I think that makes sense. Let me see what that looks like real quick. So what I'm going to do is try to basically erase out this area here. Wait, did I ever select that thing or not? Let me see, reselect. What's that look like? Same old square setup. So I'm thinking I would just get rid of the lines directly on top of this character who's moving this direction already. So I'm thinking it would be a good idea. And the lines that are already on the background kind of have that motion going for it. Let me see what it looks like real quick. Do we still feel that energy, or do we lose it? turn that up a little bit more. I feel like it's a bit distracting like that. Makes me wonder. Makes me wonder, should I just literally get rid of it until it's just in the background? Or should I just erase it enough so where as though it's like almost not even that noticeable? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and erase out this character here. Oh wait, I figured something out. What I'm gonna do is, what if we only erased out the top part of this character here, because he's moving in that direction. And the arm that's going forward to the main character, that's kind of gotten out of the effect because it's like left his overall body shape. But everything else back here is still relatively stuck in that feeling of motion. I think that could be freaking cool. Maybe stop right there. You know what else would make sense? If I also got rid of these things right here and just left it in the background, but on the character, I'll leave it there. For like Makim, I think that could also be freaking cool. So we have this guy's outfit. We could probably stop around here-ish. Maybe. Alright, then we're gonna go ahead and erase out everywhere else. Interesting. if I made it smaller, it would, yeah, it would do way more. I guess I change the density down. Alright, so let's change something else. Go to this area with this tone here. You can also lighten that up. Right? So we don't want it to glow too much, because if it glows too much, now it looks like a superpower or something. It's just the area of focus. It's just where your eye is going to be focused on, not necessarily like something's glowing. It's going to make sure that that's very much apparent. It's just to help me see better. Alright, so I'm basically, I like what I have so far. Let me see, do I want to push that a little bit more? About 35-ish. It doesn't work that way for me. Around 30 is fine. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of extra stuff that I had to cut away, which is on this layer here. And when it comes to the stuff below, it's already going to get cut off, so no point in doing even more work than necessary. So now we're on the last layer here. I said layer. The last panel here. So, see what we're going to do. Kind of already works. All we're going to do is create some sort of focal point in the middle. So, what I'm going to do is probably put some tone in the background here. And I'm going to use the, what is this called? The auto select, right? Go down here to the green area. Go ahead and start filling in things with the auto select tool. Grabbing areas that are left open. Alright, I'm going to leave that alone over there. Alright, we got most of that. Yep, that technically would be closed as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and expand my selection area. 2 pixels. Go ahead and fill that with this. Alright, and as we can see, it's not dark enough to stand out. So I can do something like that. Right? And actually I'm kind of cool with that being black. I think it works. And of course there's little areas that I miss here and there. Go ahead and get that in there. Alright, cool. So we already have where his arm is being grabbed here. And let me make sure I get the skin tone the right way on both of these things. Both of these panels. Actually like using this stronger airbrush tool. I think it looks pretty okay. It looks okay. See here, will be here. And around like here. actually be too much. See, that's why we don't use stronger all the time. A little bit too different, or too different of a value change. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Now, we can focus on this area over here. How am I going to get you to look where I want you to look? The first one will be up top. This area, this effect here, and the next one will be the fist. So I think what I'm going to do is put some detail on the fist area, but you'll notice the flash, or the spark, if you will, first. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. This is green for a certain special effect that overlaps. My bad, purple. I'm going to go ahead and use green again, since it feels like the right thing to do. But too many things are on that one layer, and I don't want to get confused or end up doing too much. So I'm going to go ahead and make a different layer. Alright, I should get something to drink. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves and working on their projects and stuff. Cool. That's subtle enough, right? Doesn't stick out too much, but it does have a certain level of extra detail to it. I think what I'm also going to do is, right, like I think you can add a highlight effect to that type of stuff pretty easily as well. Go to like, this is add glow, right? I'm going to go ahead and add glow. So I'll probably do it with the good old airbrush tool, and be like that. except that's way too much. I wonder if I can put the opacity lower and still work. Kind of still works. Man, it's really powerful, actually. Yeah, don't like that very much, so I'm not going to use that. If there was a way that I could just only get the inside of it instead and keep the outline of it, I would probably want to use it. I guess that looks about like it. Like what I'm looking for. See what it looks like without it. Yeah, I don't think it really needs it, honestly. I'll end up making more, or doing something else to it as well, though. Let's go back to the layer. See here. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more value to it. Try and pick something that's softer. So I'll probably, again, go with this. And just kind of... Oh, it's on the wrong thing. Kind of add another effect in there. Yep, I think that works better. Okay. Okay, with that, something draws my eyes to that. Has a little extra detail to it. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a bit more near the hand right here. Actually, let me go ahead and make sure I kind of lock myself in this general area. Got it on that. Okay. Got a shadow here, so that would be the shape I'm looking for overall. Kind of go there. Alright, so that's the light one. Gonna press a little harder and get some more value on here. Something about the way this works makes me think this might actually be like called marker or something, because it really reminds me of the marker, the way it works. Yeah, I downloaded this some time ago and forgot what the name of it is, but it seems to be a chalk type of brush, very much a soft texture. Yeah, it's a pretty chunky brush. Or, well, at the moment, I have the size as to be a chunky brush. Yeah, it seems to overlap a certain amount and do really well doing that type of effect. Actually think I need a lighter value here. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm going for. Alright, let's go back to darker value, do that again. I like the attempt, I don't like how it came out so far. Okay, so I know that I'm gonna have a sound effect there as well. Go ahead and save. So hopefully that kind of works. Kind of like it. I think I want to lessen that area there. I think it looks decent. Alright, so I think basically that page as far as imagery wise is done, other than like missing some sound effects here and there. We got some decent line work, or line weights separating things from each other, so that's good. I might have to beef them up, honestly. Like, what do we have here? Let me see here. Let me go all the way up to, no, here, right? And wrong thing. We go to the G pen. This for here doesn't seem like it's strong enough line. Feels like you're supposed to do that. And what we have in front of it over here shouldn't even be there. I think I may have been confused when I was drawing it by hand though, so it's understandable why it's like that now that it's scanned. Alright. Just kind of doing an outline where I think it could like make sense to work better. Alright. See here, where else could it work better? Alright. I think that sticks out a little bit better, makes that image read a little bit better. I don't want to do too much for this hand because it already feels like it works. Right? Yeah, I think I'll leave that as is. There we go. I like that. What else can I do? What else do I want to do? Go ahead and erase out this part from the eye just a little bit. There's two areas I always think about. Pupils, or no, the light source. Always want to like go down here. It just adds an extra amount of dimensionality. I'll probably add in a small circle here. Wonder if it looks okay from far away. It looks a little bit okay. It just looks like it's not flat over there. It's good. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to this one because It's kind of further back. It's on the side of the head a little bit more, so it doesn't need the same exact light source since it's not in the same exact angle. So we can kind of guess what he's looking towards, you know. And this angle also I don't like, so I'm also try to make that a little bit more curved. That way your eye doesn't end up consistently looking at it. Okay. I don't like that either, right? But it's kind of better than, yeah, yeah, that looks okay. Also kind of want to flail it out a little bit more, but it's okay. Alright, so that's that page. I think it looks pretty cool. Go ahead and save. We've just reached the, well, not just, but we've reached the 1 hour mark. Not bad. Cool. So, now we're over here now. Take a look at everything. I've already set up a lot of the values and things of that nature, and I've also erased out all of Samara's emblems. This little part near her mouth, I kind of want to erase out a little bit. Yeah, that's actually just fine. Not going to see much of that anyway. Zoom down. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to just go ahead and try something new. Not new, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the area of the character that's kind of closest to us with a value, and then I'm going to erase out that value in the center of the body where, you know, in front of him would be that punch, but behind him you would see like the impact of that punch through the effect I'm going to add by just erasing out uh, the area in his back. So here we go. This is our line work. Here is this. I'm going to technically just make a new green folder, or new green layer here. And now we can go ahead and select these areas. Alright, let's see what we, oh, did I forget something? Something over here maybe? Kind of see that there's something over here not being selected. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and fill in this area just like that. Actually wonder, is that the same? It is. So I'm going to go ahead and add to the selection with a different tool to make sure I get this whole entire area the way I'd like. Okay, we went a little bit outside of it just now, but that's fine. Fill that again. Cool. Now, I wonder, I don't want to use tone again. But let me check something. Brush density is 20. This is 26. This friction is 30. Let me see what this looks like if I try to erase out with it. Looks like that. That's pretty cool. And we will go from there. And I know this effect looks a bit strong, but I'm just going to probably, I'm going to end up lightening this whole area up a bit so it doesn't have to be so dramatic. So, you know, the more contrast you have on an area, the more dramatic it looks. Technically, I could also, okay, it's another thing I'm going to do then. I'm going to use this here, that way it instantly shows you who's in front of who, right? I hope it does that actually. I think that looks pretty cool. Now, if I lightened it, it wouldn't have the same effect to it. I'm gonna leave that background light. I indicated a shadow here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that. I think I could be able to select it. Easy way to select it is just turn this layer completely off, select the area, select most of it anyway. Turn it back on so we can put it all in the same layer. Fill it, that's fine. We can just go ahead and take our pen and get the areas we couldn't select, because our line work isn't as clean or shape languagey. So another one over here. Alright, I think that looks pretty cool. It works pretty well. Got this guy in the foreground. It's overlapping the guy in the middle, who's closest to us. So he has the outline. It's a little bit more apparent. I think what I do want to add is maybe some little specks of debris or something like that. I think that could be cool. But other than that, I think the panel works perfectly for the story I'm trying to tell. So I don't want to overdo anything. So some little, you know. Which I already have closest here. Alright, I think that pretty much works the way I needed to. Don't need anything in that second panel, it works, it's just fine, it's just Samara talking. And boom, we're kind of back to exactly what everything is supposed to look like. You know, things have slowed down, things aren't as intense, even though he's sliding back. It's not as intense as, you know, the continuous trade of blows and things of that nature, blocking and evading and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to bring in back the usual sunlight and things of that nature that needs to be there. Doing a little bit of cleanup. Alright, cool. Now I can go ahead and put a little outline there. Just mainly on that layer, cool. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make a little outline here. I mean, actually no. What I'll do is I'll just use this tool here. So I like this tool so much. I'll just use that to kind of fill in the areas. I really love the Lasso Fill. I feel like a lot of people, well, some people don't know what the Lasso Fill is. Someone, a couple streams back, had asked me privately, it was a friend of mine, like, where was the Lasso Fill? And I was like, oh yeah, it is a little hard to find, but once I did find it, I really enjoy using it. Oh yeah, here's another little trick. So I'm gonna go a little bit past these lines, except for the head here. I'm gonna go a little bit past these lines here, and it won't matter because Clip Studio has really good selection tool stuff going on with it. I could be wrong, but we're gonna try it anyway. Alright, so what I'm gonna first do, because I know this isn't gonna work properly without me moving all of this to a different layer, or its own layer. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Grab the square with a rectangular tool of selection, cut and paste it. Now it's on its own layer. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and select this area here above all the stuff below. And what it should do is notice that some of these things actually have a border and some of them don't. And the ones where it doesn't, those are going to be the problem areas, but if I invert the selection, I can get rid of all the stuff that went past the lines. Yeah, and as you can see, these parts right here have a little hole in them, so they're a bit harder to do that with, but for the most part, you know, let me see, let me undo. Yeah, for the most part, I did get rid of exactly what I wanted to redo. So this is pretty fast process. You don't have to be as clean and perfect as you think you do. This little area here looks odd. Okay, that's how the panel looks for the most part. Go ahead and fill in this area as well. Okay, so now that we have that going on, I'm going to go ahead and use airbrush to kind of erase out a bit. Alright, sun high in the sky. I mean, technically, sun wouldn't be as high in the sky anymore. Maybe it would be... Alright, I got a question. Who knows the direction the sun sets? I think I asked this a couple of videos back. I was like, I wonder what direction the sun sets in, you know? So I do want a little do a little progression of the sun going down. I think I remember doing that research on a previous project, trying to figure out what direction the sun is supposed to set in. I think it basically sets to the right hand side. You know, I don't know. I think so. I feel like that's too much. Okay, cool. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I wonder if I could just erase out some cloud shapes. I think that could be cool. Hmm. A little bit too close. Alright. Now we can try this selection. See, that's exactly why it doesn't work. Let's see here. I wonder if it'll be able to select it even though. Okay, yeah, it does. Awesome. I mean, also I could just use this, select the color gamut here. It's 20% anyway. Now what happened to that one tool? Which is what I'd like to use. Program is like a soundboard and the music. You know, it's funny you say that because when I saw Fruity Loops, I ran away from it. I was like, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I thought this would be fun. I thought this would be fun. But I didn't know I would be flying a plane. That's what it looked like to me, like a plane engine room or a plane cockpit. I was like, nope, can't believe I don't really want to try out making music that much anymore. So many knobs and switches. Yes, so many. Alright, what are we looking like far away? Looking okay. That means that I can push a little bit more value into all these. Just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit. Yeah, I have to basically play with every selection. I mean, I just choose to, right? This, you can basically go as far as you'd like to. I choose to play a little bit with these to kind of get what I want out of it. Just a little bit. Right, and now, like, I'm gonna go right over top of this effect that I have because now it's too crispy, right? These are a little bit too crispy for me, and I kind of want to make them less crispy. So I'm gonna add a little, actually, that other brush might be better for this, but I kind of want to make this a little bit more simplistic, so I don't want to do too much with it. But yeah, the outline for the cloud shapes are a little bit too hard, right? They look a little bit crispy. So just by doing that, it automatically feels more believable to be a cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and soften some of these parts. Alright, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Goes in and erases instantly. No, it's better. Okay, clouds are fine. Overall values are fine. Now I need to already have a little sound effect there. Okay, I know what I can do. I can just add a little bit of stuff going on the floor. That'd be cool. Just a little debris, and the debris would have to be this shade here. And just erase out of it. Except now you can't see it very well, so actually don't want to use it now. There was a brush I used to use for this type of thing. But either way, let's see. We get this one here, set here. Of course that didn't do anything. That's all we need right there. I wonder if I can remake this brush and like add pressure sensitivity to each one of the strokes. So that would be actually amazing. Pen pressure, you can do it. Okay, wonder what that looks like. Oh, that's not what I was looking for at all. I was was looking for the size of the lines to change. Let's see. I mean that's cool, but like I'm gonna have to play around with that eventually. So right now isn't the time to play around with it. Only because I would never figure it out right now, not because of anything else. Alright, let's go ahead and grab all of this. Go ahead and transform it, free transform, and we're going to do like a kind of like a perspective looking thing. Why is it like that? Okay. Yeah, kind of like this. I'm going to stretch this out a bit so we can kind of map it to the perspective of what the ground is looking like. I really wonder why is it like this though. But anywho, let's go ahead. I have to move it down more. I think it's because it's not on its own layer. So that's why it's seems like that. So weird. Like, why can't I maintain that? Thanks, Davon. Rises in the east, sets in the west. Of course, if I do that and I do this, I feel like I actually had it at one point, and now it's like, nope. Okay, I'm actually think that looks decent. Let's go ahead and get rid of the excess we don't need. Alright, now we can go ahead and erase out the stuff in the shoes and stuff. So that'll be cool. Alright, it's looking pretty cool. Should be able to take this and erase out with it. Except it's very light, I guess. Let me see. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, it is. See if I can get something else a little bit more, less light. Can hardly even see anything there. Guess that makes sense. Alright, I like that. Can also do this, which, let me see here. That looks like that. That's not what I'm looking for. The friction. Brush density is at 30. That's kind of what I'm looking for right there. It's 45. I'll probably put it at about, yeah, 30. cool. That looks cool. Got the slide back. Alright, I think I liked that. Just want to get rid of some other things here and there. Cheapen here. So I'll probably clean up the drawing of the background a little bit more, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty cool. Things are working. Yeah. I think I'll probably add some debris. I really swear I had a... Wait, oh, it was a... tone scrapping? Or scraping. Yeah, tone scraping. Right, there we go. Wonder, can I make these any bigger? Or does it just... Yeah. So what I would like to do that with is, should be a normal layer, like this one. And I can just add, like, white. And it can, like, overlap the shoes and stuff. Just don't know. That could be cool. It's a little bit too much. Alright. This right here is just fine. And also this right here is also just fine. The only thing I would say is that feels like I definitely missed an opportunity to fill in this area here on her back with the same pattern that's already down here on the right hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and add in that. And since this is a normal layer, just go ahead and grab what the pencil values look like. That way it doesn't look too jarring later. I mean, technically, yeah, I'll pick the darkest part of it. And essentially add in where that would be. And this, just go ahead and fill that in. That should be fine. Yeah, no need to add any extra effect here at all. It kind of works. I say that, and then I add one little extra effect anyway. But it's not like a big effect, you know. It's like it's just a ground shadow, or well, I guess he's not a ground, but you know, just a yeah, yeah, just a little extra dimensionality there, and boom. I don't think it's too overdone. Has just the right amount of effects and things of that nature going on for it. And this here double page spread of, or the spread of what everything looks like. There's at least 3 panels that don't have background stuff. Well, technically 4. I don't really add too much crazy stuff on that. But the first page, I added 3 to 4 different little things there. The 4th panel on the first page here just filled that in black because that's all it needed. so no extra speed lines or anything like that. I hope it feels like the action is slowing down. It's kind of what I want it to feel like. Alright, so let's just save that. Alright, we're only at an hour and 43 minutes, so guess what? Let's start on the next page. Oh yeah, and yeah, this is basically that. So go ahead and get these pages started by creating a folder and dropping all this stuff in it at the bottom area. Alright, go ahead and select all of this. Alright. Now that's all in there. Go ahead and close this folder. Turn it on and off when I need it. I don't know why that's even on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and import the next two pages. It should be 18 and 19. Oh wow, we're almost done with this part of the process. Turn off this so it's not tone. I'm going to place this directly on the template where it belongs. It's about here-ish. Let's see. Let's turn on this, see what it looks like. Oh, right. I always forget I have to turn that on to multiply first. Alright, cool. Now we know. Just go ahead and place this where it needs to go. So, yeah, this might be a little bit too big. So, I'm going to just go ahead and make it smaller. It's about here. It's interesting. It's about there. Pull that up a bit more. Interesting. I actually think it's matching it pretty good. Sucks that I'm gonna lose some of that hair there. But at the same time, everything is where it needs to be. So, nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and rasterize it. Alright, go ahead and put the next page in. I'm really happy with page 19 here. Turn off this. Yeah. It's probably one of my favorite pages in the chapter. You see what this is looking like. And I always forget to do that. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Okay, this is jarring to look at. Sorry for that. One moment. Almost completely lined up now. Okay, it's this side that needs to be moved. Let's move it down. Alright. Turn that off. Alright, that looks pretty good. Go ahead and rasterize it. Cool. This is how Have you heard of Steven Zapata? Steven Zapata? Hmm. Steven Zapata. Um, yeah, I've heard of Steven Zapata about like 40 seconds ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just coming across his work. Has nice hatching. Oh, word. Well, we're gonna have to check this out. His pencil stuff reminds me of something I've seen in conceptart.org when that used to be a thing and it was awesome. And yeah, yeah, we'll have to go through that. Yeah, it's looking good so far. So yeah, be dope to check out. I'm actually really excited. This is one of my favorites. Like this and this. I'm really hype about this spread. All right, so we got to do our coveted cleanup process, everyone. So go ahead and get all that started by going ahead and turning the brightness to opacity on edit. Yep, convert brightness to opacity. We're going to do that. Brightness opacity is there. Now we get our checkerboard. Probably can't see it, but it's right there. Thanks, bro. Thanks, guy. Go ahead and do this one again. Well, do this one also. Brightness to opacity. Boom. And now we're going to pick a pretty darn light color real quick, which is right here. I'm going to pick this one. It's like a light purple, I guess. And we're going to go ahead and click on this border effect. And we're going to click this bucket tool right here that says set edge color. Right? You can't see it yet, but actually I'm on the wrong layer. So I always do that. Do the same thing, right? And now we're going to go ahead and turn this up to like 20, all that good stuff. Now we see all the little dots. Go ahead and get our, why does it say correction line? That's weird. We're going to get our garbage cleaner. That's so funny. It's called the garbage cleaner. We're going to use the garbage cleaner and use the remove dust tool. And this is all I usually do to like clean up my pages. I usually just set it to a good size for how big to, like it'll figure out how big the dust particles are according to how big you want it to select these things, and it'll just get rid of them by just going over them. Select the area. Usually I start on the outside. But if I also know that my line work is clean in certain places, for example, I know that this guy's face doesn't have any small lines on it, so I can go over it. But I'm always paying attention, because just in case there is, I'll see it. And the real reason that we pick such a light color to use is because if there is any debris that we intentionally put there, then it'll be in the middle, and it'll be dark, and it'll stand out against the light color that we picked. So this technically can go really fast. Depends on how much line work you have to clean up. And even though my lines probably look clean to you guys, it's the computer sees better than me. So when I'm trying to select the area and like fill it with like tone or value and stuff, it's picking up these little small things that we could just probably overlook. And they'll leave holes in your selection area. So it won't be such a smooth shape that you want it to be. And all this stuff really is just you know, end up smearing, certain line work and stuff like that sometimes, unfortunately. I'm literally just going to get rid of this because I know that I use whiteout here. And whatever this is can go to, except Flip Studio. Okay, I was about to say Flip Studio's moving really slow. We shall go together. Alright, so we're going to click that off and our line work is clean and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and do the next page here. And yeah, it's a pretty enjoyable process. Thank goodness it's not as tedious as it could be. And Clip Studio, in my opinion, is like the best software for comics. Definitely if you want to have a hybrid process. I think the only reason like Photoshop can like be in that conversation is that people have used Photoshop so long that they just customized it to do whatever they wanted. But like Clip Studio out the box has so much dealing with specifically comics and stuff that you don't have to customize it. You don't have to look for plugins and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean it's literally built to be used to work on comics and stuff like that. But yeah, they've only gotten better and better throughout the years, and that's what's really amazing about it. You usually expect that software is gonna get and like improve, but like it feels like they understand how like American comics work, and they understand how like Japanese comics work. They put all that information into their tools and into their presets and everything. And now they're also like, okay, you guys want to do web comics, and we're used to that. Like they learn what that format is like, and now they're like putting effort into that as well. So they're doing a great job. Hey, how's it going, Project Shinsu? Yeah, Clip Studio is awesome. Oh man, are you? Kind of looking. Um, I'm not. It doesn't look like my stream is lagging or anything like that yet. I'm not seeing a loading bar or a loading circle at the moment. Sorry about that, Savon. I might have to lower some settings or something like that eventually if you guys are having problems viewing the stream. I think I'm running it at about like 720p. Okay. Thanks, guy. We're almost done cleaning this line art. You know what I just realized? What's really cool about like I guess what I'm thinking about storyline wise? Uh, Definitely with these next two pages. Things get a bit tense and then they untensify. They lessen from intensity a bit. Is like I always try to, well, not always, but I really enjoy graphic forms and stuff like stuff that really sticks out well. Really like that type of stuff. So I can always utilize a light background. Like if the sunlight's gone uh, and it's just like it's a well lit scene, well lit background and everything like that. You know, my characters will stand out and stuff. Their clothing they wear will be fine and stuff like that. Um, so I don't always have to have it very dark or anything like that. Also, and because I use so many dark shapes here and there, I'm pretty sure if I stuck my character into like a noir-esque scene, the more I practice, the more you'll also notice how they'll stick out well enough for you to realize who it is in shadow. Um, so I'm always thinking like that. All right, next step, we're going to go ahead and take these layers and organize them by color. So my line work layers, I put them in blue. Then I go ahead and make a new layer, multiply, put it on grayscale, and then I go ahead and colorize my characters. Lightest value here is the skin tone. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of that. Well, not all the skin tone, right? My main character skin tone. My other character, Samara's emblem is this tone as well, this value. Okay, we got that. I'm not even going to do that one. I was going to. This guy's hair is the same value. We're using hotspot, where, yeah, it's definitely possible to have a bad connection with that. I used to use that. It's a good while ago. Alright. Oh, this guy's eyebrows. There was this, I guess it was a video, I guess you say it's a video, where I believe one of the, I think it was the voice actor for Kakashi or something like that. He went to go to the animation studio. He was the American voice actor. He went to the Japanese animation studio while they were working on one of the Naruto movies, and he was talking to them and kind of talking about animation and how it's done and stuff like that. It's probably up on YouTube. Um, and I think they allowed him to try to like be on the computer and work on the anime a little bit they were working on. And man, I swear, like the person who was working on the animation, you know, it seemed like she was a little bit reluctant to like let him have that control, and it was mainly because of how slow he was going. Because as soon as she got it back, like she got the mouse back, she was clicking so fast, you know, and I was like, man, like they can select areas mad quickly. Like whatever their process is like, they're going. They're trying to get that stuff done as quickly as possible. They're not playing around. I'm not trying to click in y'all ear like that. You know what I'm saying? I do wonder. Um, Actually, what they were using was the bucket tool. I'm using the magic wand because I can expand the selection of everything once I do select everything. But once I do fill everything, I can kind of expand it. Or I can expand the selection now and then fill everything. So I'm trying to grab all the areas first. So I just think that their line work was just cleaner, you know. I think at that point in the stages of the anime production that she was working on, their lines were already inked by, you know, professional inkers of animation. And she didn't have to worry about like lines needed to be cleaned up so that it could get really clean, easy selections and stuff like that. Whereas I'm literally drawing this in pencil. Love the little small build up where it's almost like a casual run. Like, hey man, like, you know, like slow down. And then he speeds up. So he's running a lot harder now. A little bit more committed to the run. It's funny. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that Lemillion from My Hero Academia was based off of uh, I thought he was always based off of the character from Fallout, who's like the little avatar guy. And I heard that the reason Lemillion looks that way and is because he based him off of that character. And the reason his powers work the way they work is because he represents all the bad glitches that happen in Bethesda games. And you know, I may not like Hero Academia as much as a lot of other people do. I do think it's good, but man, that's such a funny joke if that's true. Like that actually is hilarious. That would actually be amazing if that was true. Like, yeah, the reason Lemillion can essentially just fall into the ground like that and just reappear is because he represents some of the most popular Bethesda glitches that have plagued the games. And it's like, wow, that's hilarious, man. I think it's also hilarious if it would be true because, you know, Horikoshi probably doesn't have time to play video games like that anymore. So for him to squeeze that into his story would just be interesting. Okay, so we got mostly all of that. I'm going to expand the area. Go ahead and paste that in. Yep, didn't do the face here. Oh, didn't get that either, huh? Thought I did. It's weird. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. So go ahead and do the rest of these things that I missed with my Lasso Fill tool. Do, 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 Dang, y'all remember when Street Fighter was good? Those were the times. So I know I'm gonna have to clean up this a bit more, but I'm not gonna like over clean it because some of these lines, you know, give it character, I guess. Like we're zoomed in about 60%. I'm pretty sure when this thing is printed, you're only gonna see like, yeah, like when this thing is printed, you might see 25% at the tallest, like at the biggest amount. And at 25%, this is already bigger than a standard American comic book. I mean, I guess if you shaved off the parts that were printed, it's still relatively taller. So no, you wouldn't even see this at 25%. So I'm gonna erase a little bit, but not completely. If I got rid of that a bit, what happened? Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, that's my main character right there. I don't know if you guys have checked out Akira. Something I noticed that Otomo does a lot is he kind of draws characters without pupils in their eyes a lot. Like, nothing special even has to be happening. And, like, he'll still do it. And I'll be like, I wonder what that really means or signifies. Some sort of change or anything like that. Or if it just makes sense to do it for some reason. Said Street Fighter 4 was cool, even though I never figured out how to properly combo. Ah, yeah, there was some things I couldn't figure out how to do, but I'm sure if I had a like better community of friends who like played those sorts of games, I would have figured it out. I think 4 was just consistently decent to me. Some people had problems with some of I guess the reward system for attacking versus defending type thing. But the only thing I think I like about 5, other than I guess like Like 5 compared to 4, it's like, it's just okay. It's just okay. The internet connection problems are bad. Uh, I think that it has a bunch of cool outfits, I guess. I think Chun-Li has like 37 outfits or something. Like, I don't even know how many she has. It's insane. She has more outfits than like everybody in the game. Um, there are some characters who are just as important as her to a degree, and they have like maybe 4 to 6 outfits. Um, but yeah, I don't know. 4 was just so good. I feel like the reason 4 worked so well was because like it had this aesthetic to it that felt kind of unfinished, yet it was. Whereas the 5's feels like it's polished clay. Like the models are polished clay. The only thing I like about the models is like the shapes, right? I feel like the 3D modeler did a great job. I just don't like the what is it? The aesthetic they ran it through. It kind of looks like clay, and I guess that's the direction they wanted to go in. Um, Definitely a fan of Daigo Akino. He was the artist for, or the main artist for Street Fighter 4. He also is the artist who does the concept work for Dragon's Dogma, previous Capcom games, including Street Fighter, and also Devil May Cry. You know, and he's very good at what he does, and I feel like they they did a great job adapting his aesthetic into the look of Street Fighter 4. I have no idea whose style they adapted to get the style and look of Street Fighter 5. And I'm pretty much familiar with a bunch of the, why did I erase that? With a bunch of the Capcom artists at this point. Like I'm familiar with their styles and work at this point. And I don't know who they based that one off of, but they just thought maybe this will look cool. Maybe, I don't know. And I don't think it completely does. Like my favorite character to play as was probably Sakura, and we had to wait like 3 years, maybe 4. I don't even remember. It's like 3 or 4 years just to be able to play with Sagat and Sakura. I was like, why? Are they not important enough to be along the base roster from the get-go? Why would you have people wait for characters that they've been used to playing for so long? I don't know. I keep doing that. I keep forgetting I have to erase the outline. I mean the outside of the, yeah. Starting to look a lot better already. Yeah, but I'm always practicing, people. Or chat. I guess I could say chat. That makes more sense. I'm always practicing. I'm trying to get better with like character action and things of that nature. So when it comes to like motion, I've kind of been practicing consistently from still models, and I feel like that's still good, but overall it kind of leaves me with some stiffness. So what I've been kind of doing is practicing 2 ways: from like movies, where I just pause it while the person's in between an action that they're doing, and number 2 is kind of like candid photography, where you catch someone in the moment of doing something rather than a planned pose for a picture. Uh, so I've been doing that, and I feel like that's been helping. So uh, like in the future, all of my drawings with like character acting and things of that nature are going to be better with expression and poses and gesture and posture and all of that good stuff. So I'm still practicing, I'm still trying to improve all the time. And I'm actually very excited to even be able to like think about that. I think I go into a cycle of going like, uh, I need to practice. I need to practice all these things because being an artist is kind of difficult because of all the different things you have to practice. And uh, and then finally, if you feel confident enough, you'll try something else. So I'm happy to feel confident enough in like my base level of skills to try and do something else also. So Capcom sold out. That's the way I see it. Did Capcom sell out? Because see, even though from what I hear, well, even though I like 4, I can't say that like 4 was like perfect when it comes to business practices. It still was a problem when it comes to how it treated the consumer. Now, granted, they did a lot of work with that game, but making you pay for characters that already were on the disc is kind of insane. Like, imagine, I don't know, imagine I made a comic, right? And, uh, dang, I don't even know how to even explain it. Like, imagine I made a comic and I was like, yo, like, you guys want some new characters? And y'all be like, yeah, yeah, we want new characters or something, right? And I could be like, word, pay me, a certain amount of money. I'm gonna put out the new joint. It's gonna be like the same chapter that you bought, but it's gonna have new characters in the arc that you're checking out. And be like, oh, word, like I hope, uh, I don't know. I hope you guys do the changes well for the balance update, and that you give us new characters. And then what happens is, all I do is have these characters in the background reveal themselves to be there, but they always were there. So it's like, wait. And not only that, it's not even like it's literally characters from that background that are like the revealed characters, but it's only characters from that region. So if you're looking for your fan favorite characters and stuff, they're not there. I don't even know. Like imagine making a game where they have 3D models that are already done and completed. They have fighting styles that probably are done and completed or at least worked on. And you just go, we're gonna make you pay again for the game over and over again. Where like the initial lineup for all the characters were already on the disc. They just were waiting to be unlocked by a developer. Uh, yeah. So even though I like 4, uh, it's because 4 was just an overall better game, better roster overall, felt better in damn near every way, I would say. Uh, just felt good to play. Felt good to watch people play too. Now, when you watch 5, you can always expect that someone's gonna find a way to come back from 0. Like they're gonna have nothing left in their life bar, but because their character is so broken, all it's gonna take is a touch, one mistake, and then next thing you know, they've beaten their opponent. And I was just like, wow, I'm sure you can do that with other characters and other games, but I think that stuff like Third Strike and 4 were just, I don't know, they're just better. They're just better overall games, in my opinion. Hmm. Okay, I like that. I think I would make that emblem kind of go out a little bit more, because I see that it's a little too flat there, like the head. Glad I redrew it, but it still looks a little bit like it needs some work. I'll leave it a bit alone for now. So I'll be cleaning all this up a bit later. Yeah, this definitely needs a bit more cleanup. Made a lot of that too soft. Could have did that at the same time. Alright, go ahead and erase out this bottom portion. Gonna go ahead and spin it this way. See, this time I left a little space at the bottom. Removing chip kills was a mistake. Yeah, you can just, yeah. I don't even know what to say. It's like, yeah, man, I don't know why they chose to do all this stuff that they ended up doing. Kind of didn't make enough sense to me, but I think they wanted to make it more spectator sport friendly, I guess. And because of that, because it's more spectator sport friendly, it kind of doesn't feel as good as it should. Yeah, it's like how do you say, a lot of games are coming out where it feels like they're catering more to the esport side of things. So it's all about the spectacle now. It's like, I think I read somewhere or I learned or I heard somewhere that it's like, if you think of what is it called, Evo Moment 37, I think that's what it is, when Daigo was going against Justin Wong, and he parried all of Chun-Li's super, I'll just call them supers, and then he went ahead and did his own super while Justin couldn't move, I guess, what, because he's still stuck in that animation. It's like, well, we don't have to wait for someone as skilled as Daigo to do that anymore, because with the new mechanics, anybody can be Daigo. Anybody can do something that amazing, or look that amazing, right? But it's actually supposed to be harder to do. That's what really made that moment. The real reason why Evo Moment 37 is amazing is because not everybody knew how to do that. In fact, most people still don't know how to do that, like, that well. Like, you can go practice it, but you have better tools these days, better knowledge out there. That might be a little musical thing you can sing in your head that'll help you uh, parry it perfectly and stuff. But back then, people definitely practiced that parry. But I don't think a lot of people ever knew that it was possible to parry all of Chun-Li's attacks in succession like that. Not only that, but to do it and get ready to annihilate your opponent with your own super, like, perfectly, is, yeah, he not only knew that he could parry that joint, but he knew how to, like, literally attack his opponent right after he parried it to, like, not leave space for error. It was fighting games on a whole other level, essentially. And yeah, not everybody was supposed to be having moments like that, but if the developer wants to cater to the esports scene, then that's what they're gonna do, and maybe that's how they're making a lot of their money. Now, with the situation we're in now, I would also say, you know, the internet needs to get a little bit better. Who knows if we'll get out this situation as cleanly as we want to. As far, I'm talking about like lockdown and stuff, people possibly getting sick and all that good stuff. Um, so I'd say the internet needs to be taken into priority because they're not taking it into priority. They just want people to come out and play the video game, so they're not gonna go in and change the internet problems that we're having. Only thing they did right was bring back parries. Hmm. I don't know. Does everyone have access to parries? Because I only remember Ryu being able to successfully, consistently keep doing it. I think he has something like built into it, like how his character is supposed to work. Oh, wrong brush. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait to like work on this page again. I'm really gonna try and make this last panel look really nice. I kind of took a screenshot of it at some point and was practicing like values and stuff on it. Just play around with it and stuff and like, learn. Um, and I like the result that I got in some of those. And I think I'm going to try and achieve a similar effect. I think what I'll end up doing is like cropping it and I'll probably use it as a banner or something like that in certain places. So that'll be freaking cool. Yeah. Oh, I did not get that. Got it now. Alright, everyone. I think this is basically where I'm going to end for tonight. Thank you all for coming out and hanging with me. Hope you all were getting some work done and working on your own projects. I think that's a really good thing you guys can do. Um, if you guys have any questions at all, ever, when I'm doing streams, I'm always happy to answer um, and give out any tips that I can about anything that I know about working on comics. It's basically one of the main reasons why I would love to, why I'm doing this stream anyway. Um, but yeah, I really like how things are going. Things are going well. Um, these panels look decent to me, and can't wait to go back tomorrow and finish up these last two here on stream with you guys. And these won't be as, I would say, cumbersome to finish as the previous pages, because, you know, a lot of the action has kind of died down now. Um, and things are kind of gonna go more into like the environment and the setting that they're in and things of that nature, and kind of just giving you guys a better view of where they are and what's around them, essentially. Um, so, yeah, if anyone who's seen this video hasn't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe if you like the content, because I stream Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. These days, well, recently I've been trying to start the stream a little bit earlier for people who maybe can't stay as long as like an hour or two, so they can at least catch the beginning. And if they have any questions, if you guys want to ask me live, I got you. So, you guys take care and get some rest. I'm gonna do the same. See you tomorrow.